Bulldog baseball, and baseball coach J.J. Ortiz is with us. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Happy Tuesday, and
Yes,
2 weeks into the district baseball season. Artesia looking pretty good, 6-0.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we've played some good baseball. We've been hitting the ball. Defensively, I've been happy with our performance. We're making all the routine plays and hitting. Just really happy with our guys, and it shows at practice. They're coming to work and they're working hard, and we're switching things up a little bit, and they've been good with it. So
Base running, haven't run into outs too many times this year. Pretty good.
Yeah, base running's been good, and getting the bunt down has been good for us too. So all good.
Those are all the little things that go on in a baseball game that, baseball fans know what's going on when they see some of that.
Mm-hmm.
And decent crowds at the games this year. There were a lot of course, it was Little League night, the last home game, and there are a lot of folks there for that.
Yes, sir. Even with the wind, if the wind was a little, if it wasn't as bad, it would have been even more fans. So we lost some fans because of the wind, but really happy with the people that showed up, and appreciate them coming and supporting us on those games Friday, and it was a good atmosphere.
Oh, yeah, especially with the younger kids. We saw at one point a lot of them were over by the Bulldog dugout where they just wanted to see the varsity players or get autographs, or what were they doing over there?
Yeah, they wanted to talk to us, and they want to stick their hands through the net. I was worried about that because you never know when you get a foul ball over there, and they're asking for some baseballs. And no, it was fun. Like I said last week, it's so nice to have a Little League program, and with all the volunteers and people that put in the work and teaching the game of baseball, it's awesome.
Yeah. How's the pitching situation? I know you went to the 3-game series so that you didn't have to. Every team that plays in every series has their best pitching available, which is why you structured it this way. How's your pitching turned out so far in this district season? Has it kind of gone the way you expected?
Yes, sir, it has. The guys that we've wanted to pitch have done a really good job, and really limited themselves to not throwing a lot of innings, because the job we've been doing hitting the ball and them on the mound, limiting runs. And so a lot of those games have ended in 5 innings, which is good for the pitcher and good for us. And so it, that helps a lot. But we're expecting these games against Goddard to go a little longer. So,
well, that's right. And you mentioned the hitting. They've continued to hit well all through the whole season. Do you see continued improvement, though? I mean, are there areas where they're still even getting better as far as their hitting is concerned?
Yeah, one thing we talked about is a 2-strike approach. When we have 2 strikes, we got to change up the way we're doing things at the plate, make it harder on the pitcher. So we do a couple different things with that, and really happy with our guys, how they responded to that. One thing we say is, the first 2 are for you and the third one's for the team. And so that's a little motivation that we have. How are you going to help your team out how are you going to change your approach to try to keep the inning going, or get on base, or make the team field the ball. And so that's really helped us out with hitting. And I think bunting, we bunt every single day. And so being able to see that and put the ball where you want it helps you hitting. Locate the ball and position the ball and put it in places that you have to at certain times is really helped us also.
Well, and sometimes if you get an out, that's not the ideal situation, but if you move a runner along, or like you say in the bunt, you may not beat it out, but you've moved runners along to put them in a better position to score on a upcoming batter. So that's all part of having a good at bat, even if you get down in the count.
Yes, sir. And we give little dog bones for on our helmets for stuff like that, and it's double if you sacrifice, if you give yourself up to advance a teammate. And so, we stress stuff like that, team stuff, that it's important to do things to help the team, even though you're going to get yourself out, but it's better for the team. And so we reward that for the guys that are put in that situation and get it done. And so, and even a sacrifice fly, we work on that also. Guy on third, what are you going to do? How are you going to get him in? And so we put our players in the situations to do that during practice, and then when it comes up in the game, they're ready for it, and we practiced it, so it's not anything new.
Seems like sometimes on a fly ball when it's windy, some teams you watch and it's a true adventure as to who's going to cover and what they're going to do if the ball goes in a different direction. But it seems like defensively, Ortiz is a little bit better prepared to handle those windy situations. How is it that you're able to practice that? I know the wind practically blows every day, so that probably helps in the practice.
It just goes to our players' experience. We have some older guys playing outfield that have been there, done that, and but our coaches do a really good job. Coach Andy Lopez does a good job with the outfielders, putting them in that situation. And you're right, like we see wind every single day. and we practice fly balls all the time. And so, I think it just goes back to, we have some good outfielders and we have some good infielders, and they've been making plays. And so, putting them in that situation and seeing it and the experience is huge.
Went to Lovington last week. Was it 6 or 7 home runs at Ortiz?
6 home runs.
6 home runs, and I was up on the roof, so I got to hear a lot of it. And some of them didn't get out of the ballpark. Some of them just whacked that fence out there, and you could tell how hard they were hit by the sound from the fence. The wind helped out a little bit with that, but that has to be exciting. Is that really, I know a good steal, a good throw out on a defensive play are all exciting parts of the game, a big strikeout at a big moment, but nothing beats the old home run, does it?
Yeah, no, it was really exciting. I hadn't seen 6 home runs in one game. Aaron Natera in 2018 hit 4 and by himself in one game, but it was 6 and guys that not typically, I see them in practice hit them, but they typically don't hit home runs, got some home runs. And so really happy for those guys. And it was exciting, and we weren't, we weren't trying to run up the score. And really on Davian Molina's, we went to base, station to station, trying to just limit runs and not trying to score too many runs. And then he came up and hit a grand slam. And so I was like, dang it, we weren't trying to do that. We were trying to, be respectful and not make it look too bad. And then he hit a grand slam. So, but,
what was I going to do, Coach? It was right there,
I know. And I never want to making out on purpose to end a game or to get out of an inning, because our guys work so hard at hitting but what we're going to do is, we're not going to take extra bases or score on a pass ball or anything like that. We're just going to go base to base and give them an opportunity to get us out on their own, and we're going to still work on our hitting. And so, that's just at JV level, we'll probably do something like that, like, hey, step on the plate and swing the bat and hit the ball, then you're out, something like that, or get off early or in a little league game or something like that. But at a varsity level, we'll go they call it station to station or base to base, and give the team an opportunity to get us out on their own and just play the game. Well,
you've played the game, you've coached the game, you've probably been on both sides of that situation, haven't you?
Yes, sir. Yeah, and that's what I told our guys. Hey, you never know what's going to happen. with our situation or what's going to happen with you in life. You know, you might be in that situation where you got someone down and you need to give them something to help it, or you might be in that situation where they're in that situation, and how are you going to respond to it? And so baseball has a lot of life lessons in it.
That's right. Well, let's talk about Goddard. Final series of the season, and you play one game with Goddard on Thursday, then you go there on Friday for the doubleheader, and they have one loss in district. They got beat by Portales last Thursday, I think it was.
Yes, sir.
And in Portales, and from what you've been able to observe or learn about Goddard, what do you know about them? What do they do really, really well that you've got to be prepared for?
They have good pitchers, guys with experience, seniors throwing. They do a good job bunting. They move guys over with the bunt, and really in these games you throw out the records. They're going to play really hard. They're not going to want to lose. No one wants to lose, but they're going to do everything possible to win the game, and however they have to do it. And so every time they played the bigger schools or tough competition, they rise up to the competition, and they play them tough. And so we played some of the similar opponents. With different pitchers, which makes a difference. And so, but they're going to come out and play us hard, and that's what I told the guys. I said, don't look at their scores against any of the other district opponents. Don't look at that, because every game is different. Every time you face a different pitcher, you're going to get a different outcome. And so I said, don't look at that. We know that they're going to come play us hard, and that they're going to give us their best. And so, they'll be ready to play. Coach Gilbert Alvarado does a really good job with them, and so we're expecting to see a really good Goddard team.
It is interesting that Ortiz is the only team in our district that has turf. Went to Portales, and it's natural grass and turf, and you go to Lovington, and it's quicksand and natural, although it's better.
No, it is. Yeah, they've done a good job improving it.
Yeah.
Our guys, before the game, I said, hey, their light poles are in the field to
They've
play.
They've got two of them.
Yeah. And I said, hey, if you throw it and it hits it off a play, it's live. If you hit the ball and it hits it, it's dead. And I got a lot of confusing looks.
That is a little confusing rule there.
They have improved it, and we tell our guys all the time, we're so lucky, we're so blessed to have our facilities, but to prepare our guys, we go over the JV field, and we work on defense over there, and so there is a different hop when it hits the grass, and there is a different hop when it hits the dirt, and in the outfield, and it's faster, and I think it's faster off the grass than off the turf, or off our artificial turf. And so but I don't really like to talk about it too much. Let's just go play baseball. And
every field's a little bit different. I know Goddard does a really good job of maintaining their field, and so and every field you've been at has been oriented a different way.
Right.
I was just thinking about that, because ours is oriented southeast. Lovington was looking northeast. Portales, I think, was southeast like ours. And then Goddard is going to be northwest. And so different players are going to be looking into the sun, and you're in different situations, and you just have to be prepared for it and deal with whatever comes up. I guess that's another one of the neat things about baseball, is that while the bases are the same and the pitcher's mound to the home plate, all that's the same, but there's unique aspects of every ballpark you get to go play in.
Yes, sir. And then they talk about how you should angle your field, but someone's going to get sun in their face, and so who do you with our field, third baseman and left field get the sun, and so it's just unique. Every field is unique, and that's what's great about the game of baseball. You look at the major league parks, and they all have a different design and different things. And like Red Sox, they have the Green Monster, which is a huge field, really short fence, but the fence is so tall and it makes it really unique. And then, Cub Stadium, Wrigley, that's what's awesome, and that's why you love the game of baseball, because the stuff like that.
Yeah. Now, in our district, Portales, Lovington, and Artesia all have metal solid fences. Portales and Artesia have the extended wall. Goddard, it's a chain link fence.
Yes, sir.
There's nothing out there as a backdrop or anything for the hitters, so that's another challenge too.
Yeah, in high school when I went to Moriarty, but when we played Goddard, we were in the district with Goddard and Artesia and Roswell. We played at we call it Coca-Cola Field, or we
Joe
played
Bauer.
over there. Everyone played there. Goddard, they didn't. I don't know if they didn't have a field or it was just a practice field, but everyone played at that field. And so it was, I was surprised to know that Goddard had a field when I moved down here. And so, but yeah, Goddard, they have a unique field. The roads right there, there's houses right there. A lot of those houses get a lot of foul balls that hit their roof, and you see their players having to go get those balls in people's yards and stuff. So it's fun.
It is. It's a unique situation. So, what do the Bulldogs need to do well against Goddard in order to win these 3 games this weekend?
Pitching's always important every single game, and making the routine play, make the plays that you're supposed to make, and hit the ball. Hit the ball and move runners over, and got to do all the phases to be successful. So that's what we're working on.
Yeah. Now, after this weekend, I think the NMAA gathers to do the state tournament bracket. And for baseball, how does that work again? They'll pick 16 teams?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
16, and the first round, everyone will play the first round, and it'll be a 3-game series at the higher seed. The higher seed will host, and then from there they'll go to Albuquerque, and then the final. I think the semis. Not sure. I think the semis and championship are at UNM. I think the semis for the big school are at UNM, and the championships at Isotopes. And so I think Isotopes has a game or something, so we can't use it, but. But I like the 3-game series, the first round. I think it'd be nice to have a 3-game series every round, just see who really is the best team. And but a lot of time to do that, and we can't forget that these kids are high school kids, and they need their baseball's just a game, and the education is more important. So
that's right. And UNM's not a bad ballpark.
No, it's nice.
It's
nice.
terrible if you're a broadcaster.
Right.
Because there's no press box, other than, it's a very small press box, unless they've made some changes, and I'm not aware that they,
I don't know.
They have. One year they had I guess it was a fan thing down the third base line past the dugout. They had a platform and a tent, and we actually broadcast, it was a Goddard game. We did it on a Roswell station, and Jeff Gunn's dad, who was, he's passed away, but he used to be the public address announcer for Roswell and Goddard, and I'd see him at those games a lot. So he and I sat over there in that covered patio area and did the broadcast. And then the next year I went up there, that was all gone. They tore it down. It's like too many people were having fun, so we can't allow that. So get that out of there. And then one year we tried to put up a tent for us, and we had that sucker anchored. I mean, if that thing blew away, there was a bad storm. And we had to take it down. They wouldn't let us put it up, and all that kind of stuff. So UNM is always, from the fan and the broadcast standpoint, it's there's not a bad seat in the stadium. I mean, they've got the tall bleachers behind home plate. It's a great place to watch a game. But now, have you ever played or coached over at Isotope? Or Duke Stadium before that?
No, sir. And the crazy thing is, when growing up, we always wanted to play at Duke Stadium, and then when we actually had a really good team to get there, they renovated it and they moved us to the Ricketts Field in Farmington.
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then we had to play Farmington in Farmington at Ricketts Field.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we both, Moriarty, both green and white, Farmington green and white, and we always wore our green and white jerseys. Well, we got there and they said, no, you got to change jerseys, and Farmington keep their green and white. And so we wore our green jerseys. But yeah, Ricketts Field, it's a really nice field also. But we looked forward to always playing at Duke Stadium, but when we got the opportunity, we were in Farmington, and so.
Now Ricketts is nice. I think they have like a little league.
They have a Connie Mack Connie Mack World Series, which is like 18 and under, something like that.
It's a pretty big deal for that area, and they're proud of that ballpark. And
yes, sir.
It's very nice, but it's not Duke Stadium or the Isotopes, and they did a really nice job with that renovation. That's a beautiful ball.
Oh yeah, and it hurt me as an athlete because I ran track and baseball, and so
you had to pick.
Yeah, and I had to pick, and then that year they had a third place game. Baseball had third place game, and so I was supposed to run the finals Saturday of the relays, but then they said, oh, we're gonna have third place game, and so I stayed and played third place game and missed the track meet. So.
Yeah, that's too bad. Yeah, like I said, UNM's nice, but it'd be great if 4A could have a chance to play over there at Isotopes Park now is what it is. And I'm sure they make phone calls when they set their schedules up, but the Isotopes have to deal with their scheduling and
right.
And plus UNM, is their baseball season done, or are they still playing?
They're still playing. Yeah, they played I think UNLV the other night. Yeah, they're still going. And the other tough thing about Isotopes, they're real strict about cleats and turfs and where you step and what you do, and coaches have to wear the helmets on the base. There's a lot more rules when you get over there, but it would be, it'd be really nice to play there. Yeah.
We did get the chance when Goddard played in the championship game a few years ago. We got it again for our Roswell station, and I had Scott Galletti doing the play-by-play. And Scott was hoping to get the Isotopes play-by-play job, and he wound up not getting it. The guy they have now got the job. But anyway, we get up there, and Dusty's there from the NMAA, and we're trying to find a spot to set up. And he says, well, let me put you in the main announcer's booth. Really? And so he went and got the keys and opened it up. And we actually got to set up in the main, and the guys, they live there. You're there 60, 70 nights a year, so he's got all his clothes and his knickknacks and all this other kind of stuff around there. And Galletti was like, wow, you're a pretty important person to get in here. And I said, well, I'm just nice. Because he'd never been allowed to go in there and broadcast. And so we had that, but that was the only time that I've been able to do a playoff game in that ballpark since they went to that configuration. Bulldogs played at Duke Stadium a couple times back in the day, but
in 2019 we played the championship at UNM, and so
but that's hey, that's where it is.
Yep,
that's where you're going to be, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, good deal. Anything else you'd like to mention?
No, I just want to encourage everyone to come watch this, our last regular season home game. So just come support, our players and the team, and go Bulldogs. We're excited about the challenge of playing Goddard. So
there you go. Thursday night, 5:00.
Yes, sir.
And then the playoffs would be the following weekend. Would they do like a Friday, Saturday?
Yes, sir.
Generally,
the 3-game series will be Friday and Saturday.
Friday, Saturday.
Third game if necessary.
It's the if game. So
yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.